Hello, everyone. My name is Rena Roten, and this is Intercultural Communication. We're going to be talking about Geert Hofstede's 6 dimensions of national culture and Edward Hall's theory of high and low context cultures. So here's kind of how it's going to go. So we're going to talk about the culture in the United States, Edward Hall's theory, an article that I picked, my conclusion, and the Works Cited's page. Let's get started. So this is the first topic. This actually comes from 6 basic issues that society needs to come to terms with in order to organize itself. I picked 4. These are the 4 dimensions that I picked to describe the American culture, the United States culture. So first is individualism. So most people in America, including myself, are very individualistic. Like we like to, everything's about kind of us and our families and how we want to do things. I can take care of myself type of attitude. And not everyone, but a lot of people in America do have that, and that is in the culture. The second is low power distance. So people generally accept and expect a relatively equal distribution of power and authority. People generally value equality and tend to be more comfortable challenging authority figures in the United States. Like, for example, in our workplaces, managers are expected to be accessible and to consult with their employees. Employees are expected to be able to speak their minds and contribute ideas. The third is masculinity. I was like, oh man, because I'm all rooting for the women. But the United States is mostly masculine. It's a mostly masculine culture. This means it emphasizes assertiveness, competition, and achievement while also having a strong focus on your individual successes. Compared to feminine cultures, which emphasize cooperation, quality of life, and caring for others. But just remember, this is a broad cultural tendency. It doesn't mean that there is no femininity in the United States. The last that I picked was the low uncertainty avoidance, which the US scored very low on. So they are low, meaning that our culture prefers fewer rules. They're more comfortable with situations that are unstructured or changeable. They're willing to take risks and open to new ideas and diverse perspectives. Next, we have Edward Hall's theory, low context and high context. Low context in these cultures is they communicate straightforward. They're simple and clear. There's more attention to the literal meaning of a word. In high context cultures, they communicate indirectly, rely on nonverbal cues, and the intent of the message is not verbally communicated. Facial expressions have a more meaning in this culture than they do with low context cultures. So is the United States a low or high context culture? Finding out, it is a low context culture because we put an emphasis on words, directness, and clarity. For example, business agreements need a contract, but in a high context culture, it only takes a handshake to make a contract. So my cross-cultural experience happened when I was working at an elementary school here in my hometown. And I was working with a kindergarten teacher who is from India. And my job was working with the speech pathologists in the schools, and I would go into the classroom to take students out of the class. So we would go in the week before and we told her the schedule and everything and sent out emails and reminders. And I went into her class and she was clearly really mad at me that I interrupted her classroom and said she needed more like time, like why are you coming at this time? And then she thought that I was the speech pathologist when I'm only the speech pathologist helper. And so this went on for weeks, this miscommunication. I just like did not know what to say. I was like being kind and I was honestly getting kind of irritated that she wasn't listening to me. And at least I thought she wasn't listening to me. But we finally came to a good like ground where she knew when I was coming in, and then she would ask like, "Oh, why didn't you come in today? I thought you were coming in today." And so it turned out very good. We still like to this day, I don't think she particularly likes me, but we can still learn to get along and do what's best for the children in that school. This is the article that I picked. So, okay, so I found this article in Communicating Across Cultures. So I clicked on the readings and then I scrolled down to number 5, and it's called Intercultural Interaction, Verbal Communication with a Special Emphasis on Communication Between the Genders. And I found an article called A Cultural Approach to Male and Female Communication. So I really found this article of value because I'm married and I have a honey, and sometimes it's hard to communicate. So it helped me understand that we think very differently, and that's okay. It's learning to communicate effectively with not just people of different cultures, but people of different sexes as well. I love this saying. It's just the way to end it. Everyone smiles in the same language. So if you're going about today and you meet different people, just smile. And this is my works cited page. Have an awesome day. Bye.